Like I said, this is a TE1 traction engine from Mamod. It says that up on the front, Mamod TE1. And that's how big she is. There's my hand. So she's got a little brass whistle up on the top. There's tons of revisions and different things I could talk about, but you're probably not that interested in it. So I'll just do the basics. So here we have the scuttle, and in there is a methylated spirits burner. So I'll fill that up in a minute. But that's the fire, and the boiler is just a big long tube which runs into the firebox. This is the safety valve. Yeah, focus. Hang on, there we go. That's the safety valve. So these things only run at about 15 psi, so not terrible. If they ever did pop, you really wouldn't notice much. It's an oscillating engine, so it's single acting, and the piston oscillates. That's why they're nicknamed wobblers. And the steam comes directly up through the boiler and is admitted here, which forces the piston back. The flywheel carries it over, and the exhaust stroke takes it down and into the smoke box, where it comes up looking like water vapor. This is unusual because it actually throttles the exhaust as opposed to throttles the inlet. The piston acts as the blocker for the inlet, so it's slightly different in the way it's done, but because we're dealing with such low pressures, that's not really an issue. This one doesn't have reverse, other ones do, and if you see them, they'll have two ports here, and you can basically raise or lower the piston on a cam so that it directs steam in the other way. It does have a little thread up here. You can fit a steering gear to it, which will turn the wheels, but it's easier to just set them and have them run, which you'll see later. So, I think I've introduced you to the engine. Oh, there's also a filler plug at the back here. So you undo that and you fill it with water here, and when it starts coming out there, you know you're at the right level in the boiler. So let's go and get on with that. Okay, we are back. So I have filled the methylated spirits burner, as you can see by the patch of methylated spirits on the floor, but that's fine, it will evaporate. Always be very wary of this stuff and never try and refill it when it's hot, because methylated spirits burns with an invisible flame in daylight. I've boiled some hot water just so it will steam faster, and we'll put the little funnel in, and then it's a case of filling it up. The screw's been removed, so you just got to fill her up until we start to see water come out of the little hole at the back. Not a very exciting process, but one I thought I would document. It's a very small little engine, so it's a very small little funnel. It is quite massively windy today, so oh, there we go. See the water? I've quite substantially overfilled that, which is fun. So anyway, there we go. So you can now see she's very much full of water, and the boiler's getting hot. So the next step is to light the fire once I've mopped up this water and put the screw back in. Okay, we're back. So the little screw's back in, the water's been mopped up. So the next step is to light the fire. Now you probably, well, unscrew the safety valve in. So safety valve needs to go back in the top of the boiler, and we need to shut the regulator so that we can actually build some steam, like so. And now we get to use this cool thing, which you can't really see the flame of, so you'll just have to trust me. But like that. And again, you can't see the flame, but you can feel it. So we then put that in, and now you sit and wait for it to start boiling. It has been lit, and the wonderful smell of methylated spirits is filling the air. So the next step is to oil it with some compound bearing oil, and this is a very light oil, and just a little blob, because the more you put on everything, the more you got to clean off. But we're coming up to pressure. Starting to sizzle. Filled up in it, the regulator's open. Off she goes. And then if we take the drive belt off, you can see it really books. Adjust the regulator. Look at that. Look at that, folks. Is that not sheer bliss?